Right. Well, good morning and welcome in on this incredibly hot and sunny Monday morning. I'm going to apologise in advance if you get lots of background noise. I have got a fan on to the side of me. There is no way I could have come on this morning without a fan on. And there's obviously Em's still here at home with me, self-isolating, so she may be wandering around. And the children are on school holiday, so you may well hear the sound of children through the open windows. So, having got all of that, apologies out of the way. Um, Good morning. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and this is real life as it is happening. Um, so, as I say, an incredibly warm, sunny Monday morning at sort of the top end of the temperatures that we tend to experience here in the UK. So we're all melting already, and we've not even got near lunchtime yet. Morning, Beryl. So I have water on hand. And sporting a nice red face, flushed look, even at this time of the morning. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on having a bit of a play. And I thought we would make our play today a little bit sort of, hot, sunny weatherish. I thought we would have a play with the sweet ice cream stamp set. And this first came out. Morning, Jane. Oh, you're very cold. Would you like some hot? We're far more used to the cold than we are to the hot. We melt, don't know what to do with ourselves in 30-degree temperatures. Apart from eat lollies and eat ice cream. So I thought that's what we would have a play with today. We'd have a play with this sweet ice cream. And of course it has a coordinating ice cream cone builder punch that will no doubt be coming into play as well. And this was in one of the mini catalogues, and we had some lovely paper with it as well. So it was in the January to June catalogue, and there was lovely papers. So you might well have some of that paper still. But that is now retired, so we're going to be playing without the paper, but just with that stamp set and that punch. So this is me, Love-a-Duckie, www.loveaduckie.co.uk. That's where you can find me, and you'll find all my events and things listed on there. We have got a games night coming up if you would like to sign up for that. Morning, Michelle. We have got other classes and things that are available on there to sign up for, including some that you can join wherever you are in the world. So do check those out. And you'll find me under Love-a-Duckie on all the social media. So whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, or as I say, my website. So let's move that out of the way for now. And let's bring in our punch and our stamp set. Now obviously this is a photopolymer stamp set. I have got one little stamp that has been taken by the borrowers and has yet to be returned, and that's this little stamp just here that adds a bit of texture to your lolly sticks. So we won't be adding texture to our lolly sticks this morning unless we do that with a pen, which of course we can do. If the borrowers take your stamp, then just get your pens or your watercolor pencils out and add in the detail by hand. That's not a problem. But I thought we would start. Where shall we start? Let's start with some ice cream. So obviously this stamp set, you've got your blobby little ice cream, and I've seen lots of people turn this into bears with party hats on. But we're not doing bears with party hats today. We are going to do some ice creams. And we have got our texture stamp for our cone. That gives us that crisscross on our cones. We have a variety of sprinkles and things that we can put on our ice cream. And we do have a little drip. So as it is particularly hot weather, if you require a drip for your ice cream or your lollies, you have that as well. I'm going to grab out my Stamparatus. Let me foam mat, and I'm also going to dig around in my front pocket here of my stamp apparatus. I have a variety of punched out shapes. Have I got an ice cream in there? Strawberries, snowmen? No, so we'll need to find ourselves a little piece of scrap card as well. That's never too hard to find a piece. Let us just snip that piece of card. And I'm going to take my punch and just punch out of the middle like that. That's what I was looking for. I took it out the other day in order to use a rubber stamp. Just going to pick up some odd bits of white. And let's punch out some cones and tops of ice cream. I don't think I'll get another one out of there. Not sure how many I'm going to want. I'm going to go with 5. I'm sure I could always find a use for a spare ice cream cone if we find we have too many. So now we have our whole little bowl full of ice cream cones, and the cone and the ice creams for the top. Let's turn this round. I think that stays on there, so it needs a bit of a scrub with some stays on cleaner, but we won't worry about that just now. Let's pop our template in there. Just going to line that up and pop some magnets on. And let's add in our ice cream. And we'll pick that up. Let's turn our plate round and let's add in our cone. We'll pick that up, and then we'll bring in a second plate and we'll bring in our detail for our cone, our crisscrossy bit. Line that up and we'll pick that up on that one. Yes, we will. Okay. So I think we'll start with there we go. What have we got going on here? We've got cones going on here. So I've got some soft suede just here. This is an ink pad I'm not going to be using in this one, so I'm going to put that underneath there. And I'm going to bring across our cone. And stamp that. I think that's moved just slightly. And then we'll ink up our crisscrossy bit that has definitely just moved slightly because it's come off on my ink pad. That's that. Let's turn this round and let's have a So Saffron ice cream. In fact, what I might do is just go ahead and do all of the ice creams and then come back in and do all the cones. There's one. Do a second So Saffron. I'm going to come in. I'm not worrying too much about cleaning up that stump. I'm going to come in with the Calypso Coral, I think. This is not quite the same on both sides, symmetrical, so you do have to make sure you've got it in the right way. I'm going to keep it at one Calypso Coral. I'm going to come in with 2 Blushing Bride, but again, I'm not worrying too much about cleaning up that stamp. If we have a bit of a blend, that's okay. And then we'll have one more Blushing Bride. I haven't personally got little visitors, but I have got children next door, Jane. So they are playing in the garden. You can hear them through the window. So yeah, we're on long school summer holidays. Some children have broken up, some haven't until a bit later in the week, Tuesday, Wednesday. But some children have broken up already. So we have them playing. I should imagine while it's cool enough to play out this afternoon, they'll perhaps be, unless they've got a paddling pool. It'll be melting inside this afternoon, I should think. So let's come on and do our cones. The base of our cone and the fancy bit. And you can whiz through these fairly quickly once you've got it all set up in your Stamparatus. Great if you're doing lots of the same project. You can use 2 sides on each of the 2 plates. You can have 4 layers set up, just ready to go. Now let's take those off of there because we may well want those later. Never obviously store your Stamparatus with both plates still attached. It might snap. Hold those up for a moment and let's grab our stamping scrub. A little bit of a swish and we'll give these stamps a bit of a clean. Last but not least, now obviously, as I said, we did have, when these first came out, we did have papers that went with them, but I was looking this morning and there still are lots of papers that you could use with ice creamy colours, these expressions with ink and the foiled pieces. Oh, sorry. this sort of colourway would be fabulous. You could even punch your ice creams out of those. The sort of pastel sorbet colours in the hand penned papers would be beautiful. But I've grabbed the peach, Euro Peach pack, and I really quite like this striped paper. I think that will work quite well. And that spots is rather nice as well, isn't it? We might go for some spots and some stripes, I'm thinking. And under here somewhere, I have got some Calypso Coral card. I've also got some So Saffron and some Blushing Bride as well. But I think we might go Calypso Coral, and I've got a piece of white, thick, basic white to make a card base with. So let us cut this piece of card in half. So obviously, if you are somewhere in the world where you are using A4 cardstock, that is at about 14.9, and we're going to score it at 10.5. What I do tend to do then is butt that edge up against the edge of my trimmer, bring the other edge in, just to make sure that that is nicely folded in half. I'm going to take some spotty paper. Let's come down this end actually. I'm going to cut this at 14.4, and let's cut it across at 10. Sort of will neaten up that little bit. Then I've still got that big whole piece, and that's taken off that little odd bit just there. Then we're going to have some of this, and I'm going to cut this at 14.4, and then coming the other way, I'm going to cut it at 8, I think. I'm going to cut this front panel here at, I want it to be 8 from the fold, so it needs to be 10.5 plus 8 is 18.5. So let's measure that at 18.5 and cut off that end bit. So then we've got a piece of card like that with this side flap cut off. And to stick my spotty piece inside. Always have more fun and games with the glue in the summer because it gets really warm, and of course then any that was sticking out sets, and the rest is runny, so you get a bit of a because it is a rubber, there is a rubber based solution to this glue, but then the worry is it's going to come out and it's going to splurge. There we go, it's now starting to run. Ooh. And now it's not going to stop running because it's warm. Right, so let's stick that piece in there, and let's gather up this glue that's doing its bits and pieces, and we're going to stick that. So I'm going to stick it right to the edge but line up that margin, top and bottom, like that. And then we've got our ice creams. Now, do we want some sprinkles on our ice creams? That might be fun, mightn't it? I think we'll go sort of sugary sprinkles. And I've picked up the Calypso coral because I figure that will work with all of them. Will look a little bit different on all of them because there'll be a different colour in the background. But there we are, we have some sprinkles on all of our ice creams now. And we want to have these coming down the front here. And what I am going to do is just put a little, or perhaps not such a little, blob of glue on this centerpiece just here, just to connect the ice creams and the cones, so that then we can play with them. So these are real sort of Neapolitan ice cream type sort of sorbet colours, aren't they? I don't know what flavours they'd be. Watermelon perhaps for that one. These vanilla and strawberry perhaps. Right, what I'd like then is for my ice creams to come down this front. Now, a bit like that, I think. So for now I've left off the Calypso coral one. And we don't want that bottom one particularly to come off the bottom of the card, because it will get a bit sticky in envelopes, sort of dog-eared and things in envelopes. So let's take our snips and let's just cut round anywhere that card. So there we have then those ice creams sticking over the edge, creating the border coming down the side there. Do still have this one. So, what shall we have? You're so cool. Happy birthday with sprinkles on top. Thank you. Treat yourself. You melt my heart. You're so cool. Although you're so cool. What a variety of labels and things here. Oh, that one, I think. Let's have a bit of Calypso coral and a bit of white. Let's grab a oddment of Calypso coral. Perfect. And an oddment of white. Equally perfect. And we'll run those through the die cutting machine. And here. I think we'll take that little rock just there. Let's come in again, I think, with some Calypso coral. And more stamp. You're so cool. Across the bottom there. Let's have our two labels on top of each other. And bring in some white thread. Now you might in your stash have some all sorts of coloured thread. I know I have. I'm sure I've certainly got some retired Calypso coral somewhere. Ooh, twisty, twisty. Let's bring in our ice cream and some dimensionals, I think. And we'll pop one at the top and one at the bottom. That way, if for any reason that glue doesn't hold, sticking them together, they're both attached separately. Let's add that with dimensions to the front there as well. And let's have a look at our pretties box. Obviously, when these came out first, we had sprinkles that went with it. Might go with some champagne rhinestones. Yeah, little thing of champagne rhinestones. That's it. Oh, so cool. That's a bit of a tweak with, I think. It's very curly. Right, so there is one cool ice cream card. You could either use this panel just in here to write on, or if you wanted to, you could put a narrow strip in there, but I think I'd be tempted to use that piece just there. You've obviously picked up a bit of glue from somewhere on the inside there. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So one ice cream card to help us keep our cool. Bit of a slurp of water. Leave some bits to one side for a minute and get ready. I think for an ice lolly card. What do you think? Just in case you're not fancying ice cream, you'd rather have a lolly. Let's make sure we've got you covered too. And just clean up our stamps that we've used. So that's the You're So Cool one and the sprinkles one. Those back in there. Get rid of a few dimensionals. Right, okay. Ice lollies. So we have sort of two-tone effects going on. You've got an ice lolly sort of like with this almost drippy section, bottom section just here, and then you've got that's the top section, then you've got the bottom section, and they sort of come over the top of each other to create like this two-tone effect. Then you've got a lolly stick, and then you should have your little wood grain bit for your lolly stick. That's the bit that the borrowers have run off with in my classroom. Or you do have this sort of outside stick just there as well if you want a slightly longer stick, and I think I might go with a slightly longer stick. And my lollies. There's certainly ice lollies here in the UK. They may have maybe called other things elsewhere, but for us, definitely ice lollies. Whistle. See what I was looking for. I'm going to grab some a little bit of from cake card, and that's what I'm going to use to stamp my lolly sticks onto. I'm going to go back to the soft suede for the outline. I'm just going to stamp 3 of those. And snip them out. So fairly easy. Fussy cutting job. Of course, don't forget that we were talking about what papers you could use with this set. Don't forget that those papers, the non-speciality papers from the catalogue, so the ones that have got foiling and things aren't included, but all the other papers are still in that sale. So there is no better time to stock up on all your papers to keep you going for the rest of the year, or at least to start you going off for the rest of the year, because of course those papers will all be in our catalogue and being used up until at least spring next year. Right, so we've got 3 lolly sticks there. Let's have a look at our lolly pieces, as it were. Let's find some. Using up some of that oddness of card this morning. Oh, I beg your pardon, knocking the camera. Right, now you can do these 2-tone. I think actually I'm going to stick with one colour. I think what I'm going to do, the bottom piece I'm going to stamp off. Let's get rid of the hair going all the way across that stamp. Let's stamp off. Do that bottom bit in 2nd generation. And this top bit let's go in a solid colour. So it's all one colour, but different tones of that same colour. So that is a bumblebee lolly. Normally you don't want to mix your lollies with bumblebees, but on this occasion we have done. Let's come in with some lovely lipstick. So again, we'll stamp off that bottom piece. Bring the top piece on in a solid colour. And last but not least, we'll have some gorgeous grape. And again, stamp off the bottom piece. Bring the top piece in. Oh, we've got lawn mowing going on now. To add to our background noises. Sound of summer. Okay, we have 3 lollies. Snip these out too. One. Two. Last but not least. Number 3. And let's take out a piece of crystal white, and we will score that 10.5 to make a hard front. Again, I think we're going to take just a little spot of blue on the bottom here. Just to stick our lollies in place. And you could have great fun with these lollies. You could add some crystal shimmery effects all over the top to make them shiny. You could add some clear embossing paste powder all over the top to give them a bit of a shine if you'd like to. I won't do that this morning, but they are sort of things that you can do to add a bit of extra dimension. I'm going to bring in a piece of 9cm by 13.4. So this is sort of a couple of layers down. So you've got quite a nice border around the outside there, because I think I'm going to bring in some polished pink paper. I think I'm going to go with the crisscrossy pattern. I think that is one of my favourites, the crisscrossy pattern. And we'll cut that to 10 by 14.4. See, when I put this up on my blog post, I will try and add in the other measurements for you. That's what I need, is to have a link to a measurement guide. Yeah, that would be about 4 3/4 by 3.5, I think. This small piece down here. Lollies we're going to have on our front. want to do is bring in some blending brushes. And let's take our piece of basic white and let's pick up some gorgeous grape ink. And some polished pink ink. And last but not least, some bumblebee ink. So blending into each other a little bit. And a bit stronger with the polished pink. It sort of gives that reflection in the background of those colours, quite pretty, almost as if your lolly is melting into the background there. Let's have a happy birthday for this one. And I think we'll stick with polished pink. That was very inky, got ink everywhere on that one. I'm going to come round the shape of this word. Stick it to a piece of the coordinating DSP. And cut around that too. have some lovely lipstick ribbon. Possibly. Let's just throw everything on the floor. No, I think I quite like the lovely. I think we're going to stick with the lovely lipstick. Right, okay. Let us bring in some dimensionals and we'll put our lollies in place. I think we need a little mini one for the stick. So, gorgeous grape lolly with the gorgeous grape blending. Oh, where did I pick that ink up off my block? Such a messy pup. For some reason, my oh, I didn't mean to show that one. I do apologise. I am able to show comments, as you can see, and we've had a non-crafty joiner. That I'm trying to take down. Doesn't want to take down. Obviously, we are meant to see this comment. No, there we are. It's disappeared. Well, that just proves that we're going live on YouTube. I think we'll definitely go with some ribbon now. Hide our inky blob. Pop some double-sided tape on the back there. Bring that down just a smidge. Let's bring in our greeting and we'll put some dimensionals behind that as well. So we'll have one there, one slap bang in the centre, and I think it might need to be a mini on this other end. Like that. And stick that to our DSP. Obviously we could have been very savvy and cut the centre out of this DSP rather than having it sit underneath there never to be seen again. Excellent. I'm glad you're joining us from YouTube, Caroline, that it's working in both places. That's all good. Right, I think we'll have a little look because the in-coloured embellishments this time are little or indecision to hit. Got in-coloured jewels, so we could use some of those. But I've also got the Artistry Bloom sequins, and they do look as if they're going to pick up all of those colours. Let's see, I've not even opened these yet. Let's have a look. I think those ones, I've got some bluey ones, orangey ones, but I think these ones are going to be just perfect. I think we should have, let's go with about 5 of those. How's that? The other thing we could add in there is we could take the silver and the clear epoxy essentials. We could add in a little teardrop type drip. So these are the clear ones. Bring this one over this side too. Ooh, stuck to my finger now. So that is the epoxy and clear. And you've got those 3 different shapes. You've got the circles, the teardrops, and the diamonds in both the clear and the silver with those. So they are a lovely set of embellishments. These sequins are gorgeous, and of course those are self-adhesive, so no chasing them around to add bits of glue to them. We'll need to sort those out and find them a better way of storing them now. Opened them. So there we go. May temporarily have lost my mic there. So apologies. Apologies if I lost the mic there for a moment. That's I've obviously put something on top of my my mouse and cut us off. But there is our yeah, there's our two cards. We have the one with the ice lollies, and I've added, as I say, those little drops, little epoxy drops there. Some of those sequins. Got some DSP in the background, and then this one we used our Stamparatus and our ice cream template that we'd created to create all those ice lollies and have those running down the side. So there we are on this hot Monday morning, a couple of cards to help cool us down. And so thank you for joining me. As I say, do check out my website. Do check out my do check out my website. Do check out my classes and things that are coming up. Do check up old videos and things if you've not been with us before. It's always lovely to have you join us on a Monday morning and a Friday morning as we go live. I'm trying to go to my front-facing camera and it doesn't want to play this morning. But anyway, have a lovely, lovely week. I will be back with you on Friday when we will be creating some more things. I've got a delivery coming today, so who knows what we will be having a look at. There we go. Who knows what we will be having a look at and a play with on Friday, because as I say, I've got a delivery coming today. That's always exciting. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you all later in the week. Have a good one, and don't all melt if you're here in the UK. Keep eating those ice lollies and those ice creams and keeping you cool. Take care, everybody. Lovely as always to spend time with you. The broadcast now doesn't want to end.